The mind never stops. Thoughts chase each other like shadows in a storm. Noise, doubt, regret, and everything in between. Ava once believed success would bring her peace. But she learned, you can have everything and still lose yourself if your mind isn't disciplined. Because when your mind is your master, peace becomes impossible. But when you learn to master your mind, even chaos becomes quiet. This is her story, the story of a woman who lost control, broke down, and rebuilt herself from within. A story about reclaiming the one thing the world can't take from you, your inner calm. If you believe the mind can be trained, stay till the end of this story. And if it speaks to you, like, share, and subscribe. Not for numbers, but to remind more people that strength begins in silence. The city never slept. Her pulse quickened. Her breathing shortened. Then came the voice, not from anyone else, but from inside her head. You're falling behind. You're wasting your talent. You're not enough. She pressed her palms to her ears, but it didn't stop. The noise was inside. Ava pushed away from the desk, heart pounding, chest tight. She stumbled toward the window, staring out at the maze of lights below. Thousands of people, all chasing something, success, money, validation, and she was one of them, sprinting in circles, getting nowhere. The next morning, the meltdown came. During a meeting, her boss raised his voice about a missed revision, and something in her finally snapped. The words she'd swallowed for months spilled out, sharp, unfiltered, trembling with exhaustion. When it was over, the room was silent. Then came the sentence that cut through everything. Ava, maybe you should take some time off. She walked out without saying a word. Through the lobby, into the elevator, down to the street. When she finally sat inside her car, the silence felt heavier than the noise ever did. Her hands shook as she gripped the steering wheel. Tears blurred the city lights. I can't keep living like this. The words barely escaped her lips, a whisper, a confession. In that moment, Ava Daniels, once a rising architect, now a woman unraveling, realized she wasn't losing her job. She was losing her mind. And for the first time, she was scared of where it might take her. 2 weeks passed. The city that once kept Ava alive now felt like a cage. Boxes piled up around her apartment. Books, clothes, framed certificates. The remnants of a version of herself she no longer recognized. She sold most of it online. The rest she gave away. Her friends didn't understand. They told her to just take a break, to get some air, to think it through. But Ava wasn't looking for air. She was looking for silence. One morning, she packed her last bag, turned off her phone, and locked the door behind her. She didn't tell anyone where she was going. She just left. The bus ride was long. Cities turned into towns. Towns faded into quiet roads lined with pine trees, and the hum of the sea in the distance. When she finally arrived, the coastal village looked nothing like her old life. No skyscrapers. No deadlines. Just the sound of waves brushing against the rocks. Her rented room was small. One bed, one desk, a cracked window that let in the salt air. It wasn't home, but it was quiet. And for the first time in years, that felt enough. The first few days, she tried to rest. She walked along the shore, collected seashells, and listened to the rhythm of the ocean. But the silence wasn't peaceful. It was piercing. Every thought she had run from came back louder. You're wasting time. What are you doing here? Who are you without your work? At night, she'd lie awake staring at the ceiling, drowning in her own mind. The stillness she'd longed for now felt like suffocation. One evening, she sat on a rock near the water, her phone glowing in her hand. Messages had piled up. Missed calls, unopened emails. She scrolled through them, work inquiries, apologies, gossip, noise. And something inside her snapped again. Without thinking, she stood up, pulled her arm back, and hurled the phone into the sea. It hit the water with a soft splash, swallowed instantly by the dark waves. The sound echoed longer than she expected. For a brief moment she felt free. But when the water grew still again, the silence returned, heavier than before. She realized something that night. You can run from cities, from people, from noise, but not from the voice inside your own head. Ava walked back to her room barefoot, the cold sand clinging to her feet. The ocean roared behind her, but her mind roared louder. She sat by the window, knees pulled to her chest, whispering into the emptiness. What if silence isn't the cure?